So today we are receiving our shipping container that we are going to use for extra storage because I want to clear out our little garage to actually start growing some seeds and organize a little office there so I can start laying out all my gardening stuff that's going to help us with the homestead. And I'm super excited. I'm super excited. They're right there. So I'm gonna let them in right now. Actually, let me go ahead and lock the door and open it for them because it needs to stay open until it's in. Hi. Yeah, we're gonna back it in. We're going to back it in. Well, you can drive up there, and over there there's room up there for you to like move back and back it in.
Oh, okay.
So there's room back there for you to do that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I'm so excited, guys. Cause what's that? Oh, okay, thank you. So we're gonna organize. I'll get it, thank you. We're gonna organize the little garage because right now it's completely filled with some of our furniture stuff that I still need to organize and go through. And I took 2 days off of work. That way I can make my weekend longer and I can actually focus on this because these are projects that 1 weekend is just not enough time to start. I won't be able to finish it. It would take me forever. So I took 2 days off, so instead of having 3 days off, I'm going to take 5 days off, which I'm super excited about because I think that will allow me to finish this huge project and get the container in where it needs to be. We are currently paying for storage that we want to stop paying for, so everything we have in storage, we want to put it in the container along with what's in the small garage. All right, guys, let's go. Because where's that at?
We're very excited to get this container into our property because we are going to stop paying our storage unit and we're going to be able to have access to all our properties within our property. Now right here the driver is trying to get the shipping container into our property, but apparently the back axle moves back and forward and it allows him to do wider and sharper turns, which is what he had to stop for, to move the axle forward or backwards. I can't remember, but he had to move the axle in order to make that turn, which was pretty impressive. Now that he made it to the back of our property, I do want to point out that unfortunately we did have some complications in getting the shipping container into the section of the property where we wanted it. As you can see right here is where we want it. It was not advised that he needed 40 feet for the shipping container and an additional 40 feet for him to drive forward and drop off the shipping container, so a total of 80 feet of clearance, which clearly we do not have 80 feet of clearance here. We have maybe about 60 feet of clearance. And as you can see here, he's also moving the axle back so he can maneuver this little turn a little bit better. The second issue that we had was that we did pay someone to help us level the floor here, but unfortunately he didn't do the best job that he could. There was a huge hump on the middle of the 40 feet, which meant that when the shipping container was dropped off, it was gonna be on balance. And the second part of the issue with the leveling is, I don't know if you guys can see here, but you will see how his front wheels are going to drop about a foot, and that's because he did a cut on the floor. Instead of leveling it out evenly, he did a cut on the floor, which created like a step down in order to get into this part of the land where the shipping container is going to go, which was another issue within itself. So it was just very complicated to get the shipping container. The guy who came and dropped it off worked really hard and he took his time dropping it off. As you can see here, he will be in and out of his trailer several times trying to work really hard to get it. We even spray paint the ground where we wanted the container to go, and he did a fabulous job at actually putting it where we wanted it to go. The fact that the floor was uneven, it was not his fault. That was something that Joe and I had to deal with afterwards, so we did. But for now, let me show you guys here how we are trying very hard to help him. We brought some wood to help his tires track some more leverage for him to actually get out of the trench and work his magic. As you guys can see here, it doesn't look like an easy task, so it was very challenging and he did a great job. Now, if you guys have any experience with this, I'm curious to know in the comments down below. Have you guys had a shipping container delivered? What could we have done better? Maybe in the future we're thinking about maybe getting a smaller one to create like a little office or something else. We're not sure yet, but for the next time we definitely want to be prepared more than we were this time, and do anything we need to do beforehand to ensure that it's going to be installed correctly. Because as you can see here, the guy is doing the best that he can, but he is struggling. It was a serious challenge. I was starting to get a little worried that this wasn't going to happen, and quite frankly, it wasn't the company's fault or the delivery guy's fault. The only thing they did fail to do is to mention that the clearance that we needed to have available for him. And since I've never had any shipping container deliver, I couldn't even think of what I actually needed to have ready. But he did manage to get it in here and drop it off slowly but surely. As you can see here, he finally got the last piece. Now when he finally drops the whole container off, you're going to see that it's not leveled, it's not balanced. Not all four corners of the container is touching the floor, which was very concerning to me because I have younger kids and I did not want any accidents with the floor moving. So we did go purchase a jack that carried four tons, which was over 8,000 tons, 8,000 pounds, which is what these containers are, what they weigh, a little bit over 8,000 pounds, and this 4 tons obviously carries more than that. So this was a project that we weren't able to finish right away, and we are going to show you guys once it's done. For now, we did get started, but we had to really try to figure out how to level it because the floor, the hump that was there, was not moving, and we needed all 4 corners of this container to actually touch something to be leveled out. I will come back and do a continued video on this so you guys can see what we ended up doing. But for now, we are going to move on to another project. There's been a lot going on here at the homestead, and I have recorded a few things, not all of them, but I do want to show you what's going on because I haven't posted a video in a while, and at least I want you guys to know what we have going on. For now, it's the container that we have to work on and level, empty out our storage, and get everything ready to go. Well, with having such a large property like this, there's always projects going on. So we decided to go ahead and try to rake all these leaves on the fake grass that we have here. So we started doing with blower, we did raking, and we are collecting all the leaves, especially because I am preparing a section of our property to put some fruit trees, and I want the leaves to add as mulch and help retain moisture in a certain area, so when we are ready to dig, we can dig easily. Right now the soil is extremely hard, but since we do have some rain coming here in a few days, we want to prepare the area where I plan on digging holes and installing some new fruit trees. And we are going to collect all these leaves so it can add as mulch, like I mentioned earlier, and prepare the soil and retain the moisture that I needed to. and in exchange break down and create some nutrients for the soil, because the soil we have here is basically just clay and there is absolutely no nutrients in it. I mean, I wouldn't say absolutely no nutrients, but it's very poor nutrients. So we're going to drag all these leaves and take them where our fruit trees are and where I'm going to install more fruit trees, and just basically dump it on the soil. My goal is to collect as many leaves as I can so I can build a trench of leaves. So this whole little section that you see here that we're walking on along the fence is going to have fruit trees. So I want to start preparing the soil, or at least get it to a point where it is very soft to dig, because right now digging a hole in this extremely hard soil would be nearly impossible. My husband and I would just be frustrated trying to dig a 1 foot wide hole. So we are just going to prepare the soil, so when we are ready after it rains, it's going to be super easy. And once we put a shovel in the ground, it's like going to be like cutting through butter, and I'm excited about that. So we're going to try our best to collect as many leaves as we can, and trust me, there are plenty of leaves in this property. With as many oak trees that we have here on the property, there is a lot of leaves to rake, so it's a lot of work to do, and that's what my goal is. As you can see, I still have a long way to go, but I can collect all of these leaves off this water trench where the water flows when it rains, and I probably should collect them pretty soon because we are going to be having rain here pretty soon, and I don't want the gutter to get plugged. Just like the forecast predicted, the rain came. It came very strong. Last night while I was trying to fall asleep, there was lightning and thunderstorms, which was actually quite a scene to see in the middle of the night. I have windows in my bedroom both on the south and the north side, and I left the shutters open, and it looked wonderful. So I'm gonna get ready to walk outside. There's a few things that needed to get addressed before the rain came, and unfortunately I did not get to it, so I'm going to try to address it now because the rain slowed down just a little bit, and hopefully I can get it done. Everybody's still asleep and my husband is at work, so let's see what I can get done. Before I go on, I want you just to take a look and hear the beautiful rain and sounds of our homestead. So we got the first rain of the year, which I'm pretty sad that I was not completely prepared. I didn't realize it was raining till around 2 in the morning when a thunderstorm or thunder woke me up, shook the house literally, and I realized, wow, I didn't cover the chickens. Well, the chickens are in their coop, but their little run is not covered, and that's where their food's at. So right now I came out to try to figure out how to take care of that. Another thing, my daughter left this open, which I'm pretty sure all of this wood chips is ruined now. Oh no, it's not all completely wet, but I am going to have to cover it and figure something out so it stays dry. And let's see, yeah, there's the cover. I'm gonna try to grab it. It's starting to rain a little bit more. Let me see if I can grab it with the umbrella and the camera.
I'm gonna let it sit on its side for a second so it could drain all the water out, and then I'm going to cover it. I'm going to get a tarp to cover the coop so at least they can stay dry in there while it's raining. They usually get to roam this whole backyard, but today I'm gonna let them inside. Where are the rest? Are the rest in there? Yep, the rest are in there. All right, so that's one project I need to take care of. It's starting to rain a little bit more. I'm gonna go to the workshop to see if I have something to cover them with. Oh, and it's starting to rain a little bit more. Oh my God, the rain is coming down. I can hear it. I know I had a tarp to cover stuff with. Now, if it made it here and where it landed from the move, I have no idea. My husband should be getting home from work here pretty soon, so hopefully he can help me find it, because the rain is starting to come down pretty good. And I need to cover my chickens. Another thing that I was not completely prepared, because for some reason I thought it was going to start raining today. I figured I had today to take care of it. I was going to put my rain barrel in place, but you know what? This is going to give me a good opportunity to see where the rain is flowing and where I can put rain barrels. This huge workshop doesn't have any gutters, so that's a project I want to add. I want to go ahead and put some gutters so I can collect some water behind the workshop back there all along the side. That way it can be put away, no one will notice it, and then we can have stored water. But as I'm walking, oh my God, yes, there it is. That's exactly what I needed, guys. All right, we're in business now. So I'm going to use this to cover it up. All right, since I don't have a waterproof camera, actually I do, but once again, I'm not sure where it's at this moment. I'm going to put you guys down to go take care of the chickens.
Friends, here goes nothing. I'm doing this by myself, so it's going to be quite a task because this tarp is humongous, and I'm going to try to fold it to a way that it helps cover the run. Let's see how I figure this out. I am afraid that it's going to fly away because I did have a plastic container or a plastic board that was sitting on top of the run to prevent water from going there, but it keeps flying off, as you guys saw earlier, and it's not really protecting them from the elements of the rain at the moment. So I'm going to try my best to put this over. I'm gonna find a few rocks to put some weight over it and just protect them from the rain. I went ahead and added some new food into their little run that's dry, so they don't have to deal with the wet food that they had in there. But as you can see, I am struggling here, and the rain is coming down pretty strong, and I'm getting completely soaked, but it's a task that needs to be done. If you guys have chickens and you guys allow them to get wet, or I'm not sure, like, you guys know that this that I'm new to owning chickens and caring for them, So it's my thought that I don't want them to be wet and sitting in the water. And I also don't want them to have to sit in their coop the whole entire time. And since it's raining, I didn't want to let them out of the coop because they're usually free range. So this is what I'm doing. If you guys have better suggestions, I would love to hear about it in the comments. There is another piece of information that I would like to share with you guys. Unfortunately, one of our chickens disappeared. We think that it either wandered off too far and got lost, or a hawk picked it up and took it with them. We are not sure. It completely vanished. There was no signs of struggle whatsoever anywhere in the property. We walked the 4 acres looking for her for hours. We thought maybe she was hiding in a bush like they have done in the past, but unfortunately she was not found after 3 days of looking for her. So we are down another chicken. So at this point, I'm afraid to let them free range without us being back there with them. So what we're going to do is we're going to create another run where there's more space for them to be able to like free range without us having to worry of something picking them up, chase them, or get to them. And that's going to be one of our upcoming projects. Thankfully, our previous neighbor who had a goat in an urban property just like I used to have, she had him as a pet. She gave me the cage that he used to be caged into, and so we're going to build that to use for the chickens. So stay tuned for that project because that's going to be a lot of fun. Please leave me comments advising me of any tips that I can do to take care of these chickens so they can be protected and also be able to free range and enjoy their wonderful little chicken life. I appreciate it all. I think for now this is going to work, and I'm pretty satisfied with what I did to get it done. Like I mentioned, I just need to gather some rocks now.
So I got it done. That was quite an adventure. Now I need to find a rock so it can stay like that. I did have that plastic cover over them last night, but apparently it got a little windy and it made it fly over. So I'm going to go walk around the property and try to find a rock not too big because I don't want it to break the top of it, but not too small so it, you know, any little wind will just allow it to blow over. So let's go take a look. It's quite beautiful when it's raining. I can see that they do have the appropriate water drainage set up so the water flows naturally this way into these gutters set up right here. And there's leaves that I probably should have raked out of there. I can see the end of the gutter. It's a little plugged. Let's go take a look. So far it's looking so good right here. It seems like the water just pushed the leaves out of the way. But down here, where the hole goes into, it's plugged. So I'm going to have to take care of that because there's an underground drainage that pretty much connects to this next drainage, as you can see. Yep, it connects to here. You guys see that? And the water flows down this way, but since it's plugged up, we're gonna have to remove those leaves. Same thing with this rock water flow. It seems like the system, the water drainage got put correctly in here. I see some water flowing through here, which might just be a natural way, but not necessarily the best. Alright, let me go look over here. I'm very interested to see where I can put my rain water collecting, my barrels. I see already 2 spots in the front of my house, 3 spots. I don't know if I necessarily want them there, but I mean they can always be set there to collect water and then be removed. Let's see what we have here. Any rocks over here? Any rocks? I know I put these two there because my hope is to find enough rocks to make a whole little trench going down, all the way down, to help me retain the leaves on this side of the fence, and also help retain a little bit of water so it allows the water to drain down deep into this super hard clay soil. And I'm super excited that I put these leaves here inside, well, around my fruit trees, so it's gonna help retain moisture. The one thing I do have to be careful, I want to make sure that as soon as the rain's over, that I come out here and pretty much remove all the leaves around the trunk. That way it doesn't give it root run. Right now it's pretty close to the trunk, which is not ideal, but I'm not gonna take the time to remove the leaves just now because it's gonna rain some more today and it's gonna come right back to the trunk. So tomorrow, as soon as it's done raining, I'm gonna come and take care of that. And as you guys can see, I've been collecting all the leaves that I've been raking on my property. I'm going to build basically a huge line of leaves because this is where I'm going to put some more fruit trees, and I want to start preparing this soil right here. So all those leaves that are over there in the drain, I'm going to basically pick them up with this little handy dandy, what is this, polar trailer that they left here for us, and I'm going to take advantage of it. Oh, my husband's home. Yay, I have some help, even though he has to go to bed, but maybe a little help before he goes to bed. Alright guys, so that's what's going on. So far the water is draining pretty well and it's looking pretty good. Yay! Alright, let me go ahead and grab some tools and take care of the stuff. But you know what, while I'm here, I'm gonna grab these rocks and try to make sure the chickens don't get uncovered and go from there. Guys, after the rain, we had a huge congestion of leaves here where the gutter goes. As you guys can see, it got so congested and it was raining so hard I didn't get a chance to come out here in the rain after all because the rain started coming out so strong. I just didn't get a chance to do this. And now that the rain stopped, I'm going to collect my wonderful leaves to mulch the rest of my trees over there. As you guys know, I'm trying to build a hedge of mulch because that's where I'm going to put some of my trees here maybe in the next month or a few weeks. So that's what we have going on in the homestead. What has been happening. I've been recording bits and pieces, as you guys know, trying to share what I have going on here. The shipping container, I'll do a separate video on what we ended up doing with that. We ended up leveling it out, and even though the rain came down pretty hard, it made it through. It's totally fine. And what else? The chickens are doing great. They're out wandering today because the rain stopped, and I'm just gonna be out here and decluttering these gutters. That way the water can drain. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and you guys come back for the next one. Give me some thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification so you guys can get notified when I put out more videos like this. Other than that, thank you so much for your support. I'm greatly appreciative of all your support and everything you guys leave, all the comments. You guys are wonderful. Really make my day when I read the messages. It's amazing. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next one.